Violent crime in Tijuana has reached record levels. During just 1 week in August, 48 people lost their lives in homicides. That's nearly the same total of homicide victims in San Diego in all of last year. Dead fish line the shores of the Salton Sea. Every summer, thousands of tilapia die here each year when the water heats up and the oxygen levels drop. This tunnel, found in 2009, is one of the more sophisticated tunnels. It is 6 feet high, 4 feet wide, and ran 762 feet long. It had electricity, ventilation, and even a rail system. Jimmy Benitez lives in a drainage pipe just feet from the U.S. border. This is his home and some of his belongings. This is where he sleeps. He also has an angel figurine and a small guitar he likes to play to pass the time. The identities of many of those buried here remain unknown. The names John Doe and Jane Doe appear on many of the gravesites here. LA Times food columnist Lucas Juan Peterson starts us off by exploring Afro-Mexican cuisine at the Mala Selena y Antojitos in Bell Gardens. Brandon Moreno is scheduled to defend his title against Davison Figueredo on January 22nd. This will be the third fight between the two. To watch Moreno's full interview, log on to the LA Times en Español YouTube channel. I'm Luis Cruz with this news update. Today we are hearing more from the young Marine veteran who has been held in a Mexican jail for more than 2 months after crossing the border with 3 loaded weapons. 25-year-old Andrew Tamarisi has been jailed in Mexico since March 31st. He was detained after driving across the border at San Isidro with 3 loaded U.S. registered guns and more than 400 rounds of ammunition. Under Mexico's strict gun laws, some or all of the weapons are considered to be for the exclusive use of the Mexican military. Tamarisi claims he made a wrong turn and didn't intend to enter Mexico with the weapons. But he admits he's been to Mexico several times before, including on the day he was arrested.
I did. I stayed in a hotel earlier in the day. Earlier in the day, I parked my truck at a parking lot on the American side across from Mexico. And I walk into Mexico with a backpack with extra clothes and hygiene supplies, passport, wallet, and I decided to go hang out in Mexico for some good Mexican food, an inexpensive place to stay, and to hang out. I was in Mexico 4 times previous to the time that I got arrested. I had a good friend of mine, had family living in Mexico that was living in San Diego, so I went with my friend a couple times to Mexico just to hang out.
Tamarisi says he has not been mistreated since his case was brought to light.
No, sir. No abuses. Everything's been good ever since news coverage.
Tamarisi says he was in San Diego being treated for post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm Luis Cruz with this news update. After less than 2 days of deliberations, a jury found an Iraqi immigrant guilty of beating his wife to death.
Verdict. We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Qasim al-Hamidi, guilty of the crime of murder.
49-year-old Qasim al-Hamidi shook his head and his finger when the verdict was read. He also put his head down on the desk in front of him several times and appeared to be praying. His eldest son was visibly upset. He had to be escorted out of the courtroom by family members and sheriff's deputies after he began shouting. Prosecutors said in court that al-Hamidi killed 32-year-old Shaima Alawadi in March of 2012 because she had threatened to divorce him. Experts testified she was likely struck on the head 6 times with a weapon similar to a tire iron. The San Diego Fire Department is celebrating the 100th birthday of one of the retired firefighters. Frank Barron Jr. joined the fire department in 1941 and is the oldest surviving retired San Diego firefighter. Barron enjoyed his birthday bash at the San Diego Firehouse Museum, surrounded by his family and friends. And we want to wish him a happy birthday. You can read more on these stories right here on UTSandiego.com. Hi, everybody. I'm Cruz with this UT Fox Sports San Diego update. There was a nice moment during the San Diego Soccer's win over Tacoma this weekend when 17-year-old Evan Mundine scored the opening goal. Mundine, who lives in Texas, was signed to a one-game contract last week. He has Crohn's disease and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Mundine said, quote, "It was a great moment for me. I don't really know what I was thinking. It just happened so fast." And you have to check out this mid-court shot during halftime of SDSU's game against Colorado State. Marcus Cowan, a senior majoring in graphic design, won a semester's tuition with that incredible shot.